This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It's that time again. Friday Night Football is back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. The second half of the season, believe it or not, starts tonight. The Newcastle Racers and the Bridgecreek Bobcats 4A2 action here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway here with you, alongside partner in crime Billy Collier. Billy, we missed you last week.
Oh, I missed it.
Excited to have you back.
Oh, glad to be back. Ready to get out here and watch them crack some skulls.
Absolutely. Going to be a fun one tonight. It's homecoming tonight here in Newcastle as the Racers try to get back on track after taking their first loss of the year last week in Blanchard. Got a Bridgecreek team coming in here that's limping in a little bit. They've had some rough ones. They lost really big last week to Bethany, so they'll be looking for a bounce back of their own here tonight at Racer Stadium. This is the countdown to kickoff presented by Focus Federal Credit Union. Focus Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving Oklahoma for over 67 years by providing innovative products and services for you and your family. Enjoy a more personalized banking experience complete with a handshake and a smile. Everything you'd expect from your local credit union. To find out more, visit us online at www.focusok.com or by calling them at 405-230-1328. Federally insured by the NCUA. You might notice we're in a funky spot here tonight.
A little different.
We're at the Wellness Center, the field house. What's the proper term?
The field house.
Field house work for you? Here in the end zone on this side. If you keep up, if you're in Oklahoma, you know this. Obviously, if you're in Newcastle, you know it. Weather's a little shaky tonight. Chance for some rain. We normally set up right at the top of the bleachers. We're outside week to week, so we didn't want to risk getting rained on, ruining all of our equipment stuff. So we set up here in the field house in this end zone. A little different perspective. Not ideal, certainly, but we appreciate you hanging out with us. We're still bringing you. We figure, hey, this is better than no broadcast at all.
That's right.
Which is the other option tonight with that spotty forecast. So we'll see. Get a little different perspective here tonight. You're going to see the running lanes open up a little bit different than normal. It's going to be different.
And that's what I'm excited about, is to watch the lanes open up. We'll be able to see from this angle the blocking and the schemes and how they move more than you would be able to see from the side. Sometimes that depth perception on the screen kind of covers that up. Here you'll be able to see more behind the scenes. You're going to see people break out. Now, again, there are some disadvantages to this a little bit, just in the fact that you're not watching it in a fluid game like you're used to on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
But I think the advantages to this are the ability to see the players and what they're looking at and how they're running. And not to mention, anytime they score in the northern end zone, you're going to see it coming right at you, 3D.
You're right in our face. Yeah.
So that is going to be a fun part of tonight.
Let's go ahead and check the standings here as we enter play tonight. Again, we're in the second half of the season now, so we're on the back half. This picture starts to become a little more clear, starts to mean a little more as we go on. This is entering play here tonight. Blanchard is up top there in first place at 2-0 in district. That point differential of plus 30 after they beat the Racers 19-zip last week. So they're currently up top. Tuttle is in the 2 spot. Bethany is in third. The Racers are in fourth as of now with the tiebreaker over Tecumseh, of course, beating them earlier in the season. Savages are there in 5th, Classen SAS in 6th, Bridgecreek in 7th, and then Harrow right now is at the bottom. Obviously, we're still very early. There's still, half the district or half the season to be played, more than half the district scheduled to be played. 5 games left. So this will, become much more clear as we go. But if the season ended today, the Racers would be in the playoffs at the 4th spot, but obviously they're hoping to maybe move up that ladder as we go. Got some big games coming up down the stretch. That Bethany and Tuttle games in back-to-back weeks to end the season here at Racer Stadium are certainly going to be really big and important. But here tonight, obviously an opportunity for the Racers to try and get back on track and continue to climb up the standings. So that's how things stand going into play tonight. And we'll talk about the other games in 4A2 this evening. Blanchard and Tuttle, they play tonight. Yes. So that's going to be a fun one to keep up with, obviously, throughout the evening. It's a big night on OSN as well. 7 other games on the network. We'll talk about those a little bit later as well. All right, we'll take a timeout here. We'll come back, and Billy and I will set the scene for this one. The Racers and the Bobcats. Starting lineups, keys to the game, all that good stuff coming up next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way, whether it's sports or the activities.
All right, back here at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on it feels like October. This is our first Friday of October. Last week was right at the end of September, and it feels like it. It's a little bit chilly, overcast. When the calendar, it's all just a state of mind, but when the calendar switches from September to October, the games just seem to mean a little more. Right. And when it starts to get a little colder outside, so you've kind of turned that corner into kind of the home stretch of the season, which we're already in the back half, which is unbelievable.
Right. Well, it's wild. We got to the back half without really feeling, and I know what you're talking about, that it's kind of that little cold sting in the air in football, and we really have made it so far without hitting that yet. It looks like we may touch on it some tonight.
Yeah, a little chilly this evening on this homecoming night here. Just the second home game of the season for the Racers. We've talked about it a few times throughout the year, but they're going to be home a lot here coming up in the second half of the year. They're home tonight, next week. We'll hit Classen in 2 weeks from tonight, and then we finish the year with a couple more home games here. So 4 of the final 5 games will be here. So Newcastle, certainly a feather in their cap. Get to be home a lot in the second half of the year. That's Coach Brickman's got to like that, and that's a big advantage for this team as they go along.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want that as you're coming to the end of the season. There are no more surprises. You don't have those players that you haven't seen before, and so to get that at home is definitely an advantage. I know the Oklahoman, if they have 2 teams that are equally good, equal talent, usually the home team. Yeah. The home team will be about a 5-point lead or a 5-point favorite in the Oklahoman if they're balanced. But so I guess what I'm trying to say is to have those games here at the home stadium brings a lot of confidence and hopefully some confidence going into the playoffs.
And, last week when we were in Blanchard, obviously it was a big crowd for the Lions at their fabulous stadium out there, and it's who knows how much it played a factor, but it's a tough place to go in there and try to play on the road as a close game. At halftime, Blanchard kind of pulled away in the second half. That could have been the different. I mean, it might have been a different game if that game was here at Racer Stadium. So the fact that Tuttle, Bethany, those games at the end of the year are back here, you feel like is a big deal, certainly, for the Racers. Go ahead and go to our keys to the game for tonight's action, presented by Extreme Tree Service. Premier Tree Service in the OKC Metro, tree trimming, brand and tree removal, tree pruning, stump removal, and grinding. Call them at 405-977-9001. That's Extreme Tree Service, our keys to the game sponsor this year for Newcastle football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Billy Collier, what are you thinking tonight for the Racers pretty big favorites tonight against Bridgecreek. What do they got to do to take care of business, get back on track?
Well, I think to get back on track, they're going to have to put last week in the rearview mirror. That's one of those games. They did not play their best. They did not come out, and it didn't look like they were truly in sync and really doing well and kind of taking whatever Blanchard brought to them. I think this week they're going to have that opportunity to kind of get it back together, kind of get back within themselves and in their game plan. When you're looking at Bridgecreek, keys to the game here is, and with all due respect, all-purpose yards that Bridgecreek has gotten in 5 games is only 897 yards total.
Right.
And so that's going to be something that's going to wear on them. It's going to wear them down. And, again, Bridgecreek is fairly new to 4A. They haven't been in here very long. And to some degree, a lot of these players played together. In fact, Nix played for Bridgecreek last year. And they moved over here. So there's a little bit of a rivalry, nothing like Blanchard or Tuttle. But there is a little bit of rivalry that I think they will bring to this, that they will maybe there'll be a little testiness out of them. But for Newcastle to pull away and win, they've got to go back to what they do well, get in sync, trust each other, and do what makes them a well-oiled machine. They can't try and do things. They can't try and gimmick things. Right. They definitely can't sleep on them. You can't pretend that they're not going to be any good. They have players on their side too. But Newcastle should be able to handle things if they will stay within what they do well and precisely work together and trust each other.
Yeah, you'd like to see, obviously when we were home, the only other time we've been home, earlier this year when Woodward came in kind of limping. Newcastle let them hang around a little longer than they maybe should. You'd like to see maybe correct that a little bit. Bridgecreek, they lost 59-0 last week to Bethany. So, this is a team that you should beat if you're the Racers. So bouncing back, getting back on the right side of things, going to be important tonight. And, taking Absolutely. It from the jumping on them, not letting Bridgecreek have any hope here on the road, because the Racers are pretty big favorites tonight to take care of business and see if they can get back on track. Let's go to our starting lineups. Impact players presented by Chris Dumm, Allstate agent. Chris Dumm is your Allstate agent offering auto, life, and home insurance. He enjoys being a part of this community and building local relationships is one of the best parts of the job. He knows what life is like here in Newcastle. Call today for a free quote, 405-392-2390. Billy, some Impact players tonight.
Well, the first one's going to be a little different because you're looking at 3 different quarterbacks that they have used this year, 2 juniors and a sophomore. I think if they come out with Van Sickle, or whoever they come out with, Morrow or Van Sickle at quarterback, that'd be number 3 and number 6, they're going to have the game. They're going to have to be the field general. That's a key to the game. You have got to have those guys running the offense, seeing the defense, and doing what they do best, recognizing defenses and doing things like that. On Newcastle's side, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be solid in the fundamentals, in the blocking. Your offensive line, your defensive line can make this a blowout tonight. I think they can wear them down. I think they can run on them. I think they can do those things they need to do. And then Burt has got to have his passing lanes down. I'm hoping he and the receivers and the running backs worked a lot this week on passing, because last week it just seemed like they weren't quite on the same page. They need to be on the same page tonight. If they do that, I think tonight could be a very definitive victory.
Definitely. Bridgecreek, as we mentioned, coming off, they're limping in a little bit, 2-3 on the season. They're coached by Larry Spangler. It was actually his first year as the head coach of the Bobcats. Won just 2 games a year ago, so they're back to that total at 2-3. Got off to a 2-1 start, but a couple of big losses the last 2 weeks. The Class and SAS and Bethany, you saw in the standings update there earlier. that, they're at the bottom right now. Point differential -30 after a couple of big losses. They'll be hoping for a potentially season turning around game here tonight at Race Stadium if they could find a way to come in here, play well, and get a big, road win, obviously, over a nearby rival in the Racers. All right, take another timeout here. We'll come back at Racer Stadium. This is the countdown to kickoff on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again.
We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma because we wouldn't be a community without you.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Back here at Racer Stadium, this is the countdown to kickoff. Newcastle and Bridgecreek, homecoming night for the Racers. The second half of the season starting tonight. Week 6 action. Josh Calloway and Billy Collier here with us. Getting close here to getting this one going. This is the first time these two teams have met since 2005. It's been a while for these two. Obviously, the realignment with the districts kind of helped make this possible. Bridgecreek never beaten Newcastle in regular season action. They haven't met that many times. I think it's only like the 4th or 5th time that they played here tonight. But nevertheless, Bobcats have never beat the Racers in a regular season football game. So Newcastle will be hoping to keep that going, obviously, here tonight. And, kind of, like you were saying in the break there, kind of spark the second half of their season a little bit.
Right. Well, we were talking about in the break was that this is a defining game for both teams. I mean, if Bridgecreek loses this game and they're 2-4, well, then you're looking at what your season's going to be. It's going to be, let's fight hard and get ready for next year. Let's say you're Newcastle and you lose to Bridgecreek. Yeah. Now you're the team limping into the backside of your district play. Now you're the one that's trying to figure some things out and get some things done. So tonight could be a very definitive game for both teams, and that may cause Bridgecreek to maybe do some things they don't normally do. Right. And maybe play a little bit outside themselves, beyond their minds. So that may happen tonight. I want to keep you tuned in. It should be an exciting game. Should be a real good game with these guys. But with that defining purpose in this game, you know that both coaches are looking at how they're going to put all those things together.
Absolutely. Newcastle, not that losing to Blanchard on the road is anything to be, too ashamed of, but looking to bounce back, looking to get back on the right track after the tough road loss a week ago, their first loss of the season after the great 4-0 start. A little disappointing, right? I mean, you're 4-0. You go into that Blanchard game thinking that you belong at the top. You lose to the Lions. It was not that. I mean, it was competitive into the second half, but you're looking to bounce back tonight, get back in the win side of things going into the home stretch of the season.
Well, and I think we'll know that how good of a game it is at the end of tonight. If Blanchard pulls out a win on Tuttle, then we know that Blanchard's a good team, and we were competitive for 3 out of 4 quarters with a good team, or 2.5 quarters. If Tuttle beats Blanchard, then we know what we have to get ready for Tuttle, and we have to look back at Blanchard like maybe it was an opportunity missed.
Go ahead and step aside here one more time. Got the national anthem getting ready to get rolling. We'll come back. We'll look at the other games in 4A2. We'll also talk about what else is on the Oklahoma Sports Network tonight. It's another loaded slate here on Week 6 of the high school football season. This is the countdown to kickoff, rolling on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Back here at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier with you. Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the Bridgecreek Bobcats, Newcastle Racers, just about ready to get going. If you tuned in a little late, we're in the end zone tonight because of weather in the area. Kind of forced us to vacate our usual spot. It's going to be a little different tonight. Thanks for hanging with us anyway. Should be interesting and get a little different perspective on tonight's ball game as the Racers take on the Bobcats. It is homecoming night here in Newcastle. Don't worry, the big inflatable race car will be moving once the game starts, so that which is up in our frame a little bit. It won't be a factor once we obviously get going here in just a few minutes. Elsewhere tonight in 4A2, mentioned Blanchard and Tuttle are playing this evening. That's the big one, obviously, right? That's in Tuttle at Bill Hinkle Field. We'll be checking on that one throughout the evening. Of course, Hera has got Tecumseh tonight. We'll see Hera next week. Obviously saw Tecumseh in the district opener a couple of weeks ago. And Class SAS is in Bethany. The Broncos look to be pretty legit, although Tuttle did beat them already earlier in district play. But another, as we every week we go along here, the where teams stand and the hierarchy becomes a little bit clearer. The picture becomes a little bit clearer. Right now it feels like you pretty clearly have 4 teams better than the other 4. But, we're still in the early going, and we're going to see how things shake out. And who within that 4, which is Newcastle, Bethany, Tuttle, Blanchard, is clearly the cream of the crop. Blanchard looked pretty good last week. We'll learn more about them tonight when they play Tuttle.
Yeah, I think that's the one game. If you look at all the games in 4A2, that's the one that is going to be a big dog decider.
Yeah.
Who's the big dog in 4A2? I think the other ones, like you had mentioned, you got Hera at Tecumseh, you got Bethany at Classen. I think those games, you almost feel like you know what to expect in those. You got top crop or, teams playing lower level teams. But then you go to that Tuttle Blanchard game, and that's the one that's going to be a real deciding factor in a lot of this. And so that's kind of an exciting game. I want to keep an eye on that. Of course, I'm going to watch this game, excited about what they're going to do here. But I want to see what goes on with that Blanchard-Tuttle game.
Elsewhere tonight on the Oklahoma Sports Network, it's an 8-game night on OSN, so another big slate for us on Friday Night Football. Lawton has got Northwest Classen. Altus and Elgin are meeting up. That's a double OSN game, so you can watch that game two different ways. Eisenhower has got Piedmont. Lawton MacArthur is in Ardmore tonight. They made the trip way down there. We did that earlier in the year. Cache and Elk City are playing tonight. UConn's got M Memorial, and Del City is taking on Sapulpa. So another loaded night on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 8 games for you across the OSN networks. Any way to watch the ball game is there for you. YouTube, Facebook, as well as, of course, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV. Lots of different ways to watch OSN, so I suggest you get out that second screen, pull up one of those games. Got a few good ones tonight, and watch along with us here tonight with the Racers and the Bobcats. Teams are headed out there for the coin toss. I think our coin flip sponsor this year, Power Bowls. 623 Northwest 32nd Street, serving amazing smoothie bowls. Once you first try them, you'll be hooked. Find us right in front of Walmart, open 12 to 7 Monday through Friday and 12 to 5 on Saturdays. That's Power Bowls, our coin toss sponsor this year on the Oklahoma Sports Network. See if the Racers have been kind of deferring a little more this year than in previous.
Well, this has been the weirdest year on the coin flip that I think we've ever had, really. You know, you had that happen, a few weeks back, and then we expected.
That was so strange. Yeah, it was Woodward game, right? That was the last game here.
But we thought, every time we think, oh, well, here's what Newcastle's probably going to do, they seem to do something different. So it's almost like we're not able to tell you definitively before they do what the call is going to be.
Curious the offensive game plan tonight, too. It's not particularly windy. It's been windier, certainly, for the Racers throughout the season. We'll see if Bridgecreek wins the toss, if they decide to try and take the ball on the road, or if the Racers will be on defense first or on offense. A lot of discussion on this coin toss. Not sure who won it. Looks like the Racers won it and they deferred. So Bridgecreek will get the football first, and that's how we'll start the ball game. So there you have it. Racers 1, deferred. Bobcats will have the ball first when we get going. We'll take one last time out here, and then we'll come back. It'll be time for football. This has been the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Focus Federal Credit Union. Racers and Bobcats coming up next for you right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
right, here at Racer Stadium, Josh Callett, Billy Collier, Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Ready to get going. Homecoming night for the Racers against Bridgecreek. Billy, any final thoughts here as the teams get ready to get this one rolling?
If Bridgecreek has any chance to do anything in this game, they're going to have to come out strong from the start. I don't see that, especially being on offense going against his defense. That's going to be very tough for them, but if they're going to have any chance tonight, they're going to have to come out solid from the get-go, which may be a no-duh comment, but
right.
That's what I'm looking for. If anybody has slowness in the mind, cobwebs in the brain, they're not going to be able to get away from the other team.
So Batchelder will do the honors to get this thing rolling. Racers and the Bridgecreek Bobcats tonight, 4A2 action. Another one of these teams that is new this year for us in 4A2. As the Racers and Bobcats get it going here, going to be kicking it right at us. Be like, you're ready to catch this if Batchelder boots it good enough. Coming right at us, but it's a line drive. It'll be fielded just inside the 10, bobbled and then pulled in by Lathan McKnight. He'll take it on the far side here. Takes a pop, big hit from behind. A pink flag comes flying in at the tail end of that.
Yeah. Wow, we're going to have the pink flags again.
Pink flags.
Remember last year how much I love those. But that looked like it could have been a better return, but it looks like the defense, or I guess the cover team, really kind of spread it out and didn't let him get across the field like they were hoping.
So one more time, if you're just tuning in, we're in the end zone tonight. Weather in the area forced us to relocate. So that's why we have a little bit. The challenge is going to be for Uriah. Uriah Martinez on camera he's got a bit of he's going to test the skills a little bit tonight here.
He's got it.
It's kind of hard for us, but it'll be all right. But he's got a totally different dynamic to follow the action tonight. So cut him some slack. Penalty's going to back Bridgecreek up to their own 6. So they're right in front of us. This is great. We're like in the action right now.
Can almost hear the play.
You're going to hear some pads popping for sure when we're this close. Quarterback for Bridgecreek, Caden Morrow, number 3. He's a junior. He goes under center. Fake a handoff now. He will give it. And Newcastle all over that as Cole Phillips, senior running back, had nowhere to go. He lost a yard or two.
Yeah, you saw Big Taj get in there. He got one arm on him and was able to stop his forward momentum. Had a couple of guys come in and help him back him up a little bit. Looks like a loss of a couple of yards on that one, but great job by Smith.
He did lose 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 12 on the 4-yard line. How about a safety right in the end zone right in front of us to start the game tonight? How about that?
That would be the statement.
You don't see a lot of this in modern football as Morrow's going under center for a second time in a row. Look at this formation. 3 guys right behind him. That's an extreme eye. Handoff, bounce outside, nowhere to go. Jose Martinez wrapped up by Michael Jerko. Jose Martinez, I meant to mention him in pregame, I forgot. Really talented running back for this Bridgecreek team. He's kind of a bell cow for them. Didn't have anywhere to go there, though.
It kind of looks like they knew what to expect from them. It doesn't look like they're really overly surprised on Newcastle. They're expecting a lot more runs, and if you look at stats from games and players and such, they do a lot more running than they do passing. So you may see kind of those cheetah backs coming in all night long. But then you also got to be careful for the pass.
So he got maybe a yard back. They're at the 5-yard line. This is 3rd down and 11. Again with this I formation with 3 guys behind the running back or quarterback Morrow. He'll do a pitch back here to Martinez. Takes it across the 5, pushing forward, knocked out just short of the 10. He's well shy of the marker, and this is going to be a quick 3-and-out forced by the Racers defense.
You see that they're really putting a lot there on Jose Martinez. He's been the rusher for the year, had the most yards of anybody running. I think he's averaging pretty close to 50 yards a game, which isn't a bad thing at all. So looks like they're going to lean on him quite a bit.
So they'll have to punt out of their own end zone here. Jacob Ojeda, junior punter, will give this thing a boot right from about the goal line. It'll bounce at about the 35. Not a great punt. And it'll be down at the 40. So the Racers get really good field position to start this drive at their 40-yard line with Jackson Burt and the Racer offense trying to get back on track. Because obviously last week, defense kept them in it for a long time. Offense, goose egg, got shut out last week by Blanchard, which, I mean, I don't think they've even sniffed being shut out in our few years doing this. They've had a couple of low-scoring games, but they really struggled to move the ball last week. So hoping for a bounce back here tonight. Burt in the shotgun. Bolser, the running back next to him. He gives it to Bolser coming up the middle, pushing forward. He'll get a yard or 2.
Yeah, I think last week, you talk about football being a game of inches. I think last week they were just a few inches, a few feet off of some big plays, just not quite in sync. I think that one looked like it was going to go a lot farther. He's so fast getting to the side, but somebody got a hand in there and just slapped the foot.
Called a 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8 at the 38. And they call it that time, so it'll be encroachment here on the Bobcats. Big number 68, Anthony Enriquez, I think, was the guilty party there.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hide it very well there, 68. If you jump off, they're going to notice. Of course, Bridgecreek wearing their whites, that's going to stand out here on this green. So that was a good call on that, but you're not going to be able to pretend you did in 68.
Obviously, we talked about it a lot. Jackson Bird and the Rangers has been really good at the hard counts. Last week in Blanchard, had a hard time getting the call. Got guys to kind of lean, but had a hard time getting the whistle. Pitch to Bolster here going outside. He'll push forward. This is a 1st down.
Good run, good run. Remember, the run sets up the pass. So you've got to have the run going. You've got to have the run moving. You saw the line got back there. In fact, big Mr. Smith, he got out there and was looking for somebody to hit.
Oh, yeah.
But that was a good run, good 1st down by Bolster.
1st and 10 up to the 27-yard line. As Racers on the move here on their first possession, trying to take a quick lead here at Racer Stadium. Homecoming night for the Newcastle program. Run up the middle here from Bolster, not much there.
Now, he may have got tackled there by the hash. I think he saw something, tried to shoot sideways, feet just went out from under him.
Called a no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Racers. Mitchell will be here a lot the back half of the year. Home again next week. Finished with 2 home games to close out the regular season. So lots of home action coming up for Newcastle in the second half of this season. Almost got another jump there.
Wow.
It was Enriquez again, but they didn't blow the whistle that time. 2nd and 10. Burt fakes the handoff. He'll fire pass caught by, I spoke a little too soon. Off the hands there of Schumard. Incomplete. 3rd down coming up.
Well, and you got to stay out of these. 3rd and long are going to be the things that may come back to bite you on the heels, bite you on the toes. You've got to get up there. 3rd and 4, even 3rd and 5, I don't think it's going to be too bad of a thing. But I think if you get 3rd and 6 or greater, now you're looking. They know what you're going to have to do, and they're going to try and cover it with everything they got. You can see number 8 way back.
So 3rd and 10 coming up for Newcastle. Probably 4-down territory. I guess it'll depend on what happens here on 3rd. Burt fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself, push forward, and he'll get about a little over half the yardage. He's just on the outskirts of the red zone. Had to get to the 17. So 4th down and manageable coming up here, and you feel like Jeff Brickman probably going to roll the dice here.
I think so. I think, he's getting
They're
up there as fast
quick.
as he can. Watch for the offsides.
4th down, goes right to Burt. Handoff, Bolster up the middle, pushing forward, breaks a tackle. And it's going to depend on the spot. It's really close.
Good second effort by Bolster. He didn't go down on the first hit.
No, where he was hit initially, he would have been well short. He made it. He made this close.
No, they say it's turnover on downs.
Yeah, they say he's short. So the Bobcats defense does what they need to. A big stand up and stop to get their offense back on the field.
And that goes back to what we said. Those 3rd and longs are hard to come back from. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to get as much yards as you can on 1st and 2nd down. So let's see if there's anything that Bridgecreek does different.
So Caden Morrow and this Bobcats offense back out there. Like you said, first drive didn't go particularly well, so we'll see if they switch anything up. Of course, it's still very early. Just 3 kind of pretty simple run plays. Morrow in the shotgun for the first time. Running back there next to him is Dylan Shirley. Morrow will fire, and it's picked off.
There we go.
Intercepted by, that's Caden Phillips for Newcastle. He was all over it. Not the prettiest throw there from Morrow. A little behind his man, and Phillips jumped it cleanly, got the pick, and the Racers offense right back out there.
One thing I got to say about Phillips right there is you could see by his look, he was looking at the quarterback and the receiver, seeing both of them at the same time. That's what gave him that great ability to jump on the pass and get the turnover.
So Newcastle right back out there at the 24. Here's Burt, a little delay screen pass, this time caught by Schumard. He'll push forward, breaking tackles coming right at us. Touchdown
Good
Newcastle.
Shot.
Aiden Schumard from 24 yards out, and Newcastle's on the board first.
Touchdown, that's what they needed. That's what they had to come out and do after last week, get that confidence up. That was a great catch. It was behind him. He had to jump backwards, get it, break a couple of tackles, got it into the end zone.
I don't know if that came across in the broadcast. There's some sound effects down here. You don't ever hear them from where we're up normally by the press box. You can hear them plain as day over here. I didn't really notice that before. Touchdown to Schumard. Batchelder boots the extra point through. We got a good look at that, and it's 7-0 Newcastle with 7:34 to play in the opening quarter. Take a timeout on the field. We'll come back. Racer defense back out there next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Racers strike first after the interception by Caden Phillips. Very next play, a little dump-off screen to Aiden Schumard. He takes it in from 24 yards out. And Newcastle has the early lead over the Bobcats, whose offense so far, 3 runs that didn't go anywhere, and interception. Not a great start for Bridgecreek offensively. Batchelder boots this thing down, fielded just inside the 10. Trying to find some room here is Lathan McKnight. Decent return. He got it out to the 27 or so, somewhere in that ballpark.
That's really good with him, and I like this being somebody who's 5'7". He's small enough. He gets in there. He can hide behind the blockers when they're trying to cover the lanes. That's why it's so important, because he can get in there, kind of go through the blocks and make his way out there. So real good return. Actually the best starting position for Bridgecreek.
So 1st and 10, they call it the 25 here for Caden Morrow and this Bobcats offense back out on the field. Morrow under center, he'll pitch it back. This is Cole Phillips.
He dropped it.
Botched the snap, or the toss, I should say. It was on the turf. And the Racers got it. Another turnover in back-to-back plays, and the Racers are just livid on this side of the field. They got the ball right back at the 23.
Yeah, if we have to replace any turf, it's going to be on the north end tonight. Right now, tell you what does that do to you as a team?
Yeah, that's tough.
2 plays in a row,
2 plays in a row.
Turnovers. That's really got to weigh on them, and you can see number 3 out here, Morrow. He also is a defensive back, so you know that's got to be rattling in his head as he comes out to cover big number 18 there, Jarko.
I looked at my roster for 1 second to get a name. I look up, ball's on the turf, and the Racers have it. So 1st and 10 to 22. Newcastle on the move here again. Fire out pass a little high for Schumard. Goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd down coming up. We'll do thank our first quarter sponsor here real quick while we have that opportunity. Community Bank of Oklahoma. They offer a full range of services to suit your banking needs. We have what you are looking for with competitive rates and unequaled service. 2245 North Main Street. Community Bank of Oklahoma, our first quarter sponsor tonight for the Racers. 2nd and 10. Almost got the jump there. And that's something I can't figure out in the early part of this year. That gets called about half the time, and it looks the same to me every time. 2nd and 10, Burt back to pass here. He'll fire over the middle. Pass is caught. Taking up the far side. Alex Logan, walk-in, touchdown, Racers.
There you go.
There is a flag that might wipe this out.
Yeah, the motion that it's holding against Newcastle. Oh, man. That was a pretty call. Number 10 going right through the middle like that. That would have been great if that could have stayed there and Logan made it in. But cannot have too many flags on our offense. Cannot.
So that'll wipe out the touchdown. Racers will back up.
Wow. That's got them all the way back, it looks like, to the, 31? 32?
Yeah, that's quite the penalty.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
32, yeah. So 2nd and 20 coming up here for the Racers. 6:59 to play in this opening quarter. Good start for Newcastle, especially on the defensive side. Burt fakes the handoff. He'll brought back to pass. Down the seam here looking for Logan, and he overshot him. And there's a penalty flag.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of grabbed him as he cut across there. I'm not sure if the ball was catchable, but it did look like there was a grab on him.
So a penalty goes right back the other way, and the Racers will be back on the move, trying to make this a 2-score game.
Now help me out, Josh. It's not an automatic first down on
No,
high school.
not really. Yeah, in high school football, I'm not sure if there's any automatics in
I don't know. I
high
don't
school
think
level.
so.
I'd have to study the rule book, but from us doing games for the last few years, I can't recall any automatics.
Right.
So this is still second down. Yeah, 2nd and 5.
Well, it just kind of looks like they got 5 yards on the first down. So
from 2nd and 20 to 2nd and 5, handoff in the middle. This is Bradford pushing forward. You'll get a couple. There's more flags here. Another penalty on the turf. Those pink flags. Something about the flags being pink makes them want to call it more. That's my theory.
I guess. I guess. Now, they're way out on the sideline, so I'm not sure if that's a legal procedure, false start, or something like that. It's not normally where you see him for holding or something else. Looks like he's motioning against Bridgecreek. Oh, waving off the flag.
And they're going to wave it off. Yep.
So.
Well, they're making some substitutions here. I want to thank our Red Zone sponsor, which is Heat and Air Guy, cooling heat in the air that you breathe. It is not secret that in Oklahoma, your air conditioner and heater plays a vital role in our lives. So we'll get your heater and air conditioner working and keep it working. Call them today, 405-305-5734. Heat and Air Guy, our Red Zone sponsor for Newcastle football. 3rd and 3 here. Direct snap to Nix. Takes it across the left side. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Newcastle. Those direct snap Wildcat plays to Randy Nix have been lethal. And there's another one for the Racers.
Well, and he comes around that end. When he gets around the tackle and over by the receivers, all that's left are defensive backs and a safety, and they're not going to be able to stop him coming right at him. So great job by Nix, and you know it means a little more coming from Bridgecreek.
Oh, yeah. So Nix walks in, makes it 13-0 Newcastle. With an extra point coming here from Batchelder to try and make it a 14-point game. And he knocks it through. And with 6:45 to play in the opening quarter, Newcastle off to a really good start here on homecoming. They lead at 14-0. Racer defense back on the field next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Back here at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Good start for Newcastle. 2 early turnovers lead to short fields and points as the Racers lead at 14-0 over Bridgecreek with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Batchelder will give it a boot. Fielded just inside the 10, and he muffed it, and it goes right out of bounds. So that's where they'll be positioned as Lathan McKnight, freshman, just kind of mishandled that thing and went right out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a real shaky start for Bridgecreek. Exactly what we talked about that they didn't need coming in. And so I saw them all kind of group up over there on the sideline. I'm hoping the coach kind of got them together a little bit and kind of gets them back together. The defense has been solid. I don't think you can do much more there. But this Bridgecreek is kind of hurting with an interception and a fumble.
So 1st and 10 for Bridgecreek at the 10 after the muffed kickoff goes out of bounds. Got a different quarterback in there. This is Bo James, sophomore, who's under center this time around after the couple of turnovers. Here's Martinez on the pitch. And a nice tackle there by the Racers. That's 26. Brady Rice coming in, laying the boom.
Yeah, he just set in like a missile. That was great. Way to run. You saw the defensive line kind of keep everybody in front of him, block off the holes. He was able to come down from the other side of the line to get in there and get that tackle.
Nicely done by Rice. It's a loss of 1. This Racer defense has been on it so far. A 3-and-out where Bridgecreek didn't really go anywhere, and then 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
Second 11. James under center. He'll hand it off to Martinez, And he's not got much there. Maybe back to the line, if that.
From this perspective, if you were watching, you'll notice how the defensive back, when he noticed it was a handoff, he kind of cut off that corner, made him come back into the defense. That was a great play out there by Heskew. I believe that's it. Yeah, Heskew just came and made him have to turn back into the field, and that just put him right in the arms of the waiting defense.
3rd down and 11 it'll be for the Bobcats, trying to get anything going after the first, few possessions haven't exactly been ideal. It's already their 4th time holding the football. 3rd down and 11. James in the shotgun. He'll take a high snap, fire out in the flat. Pass is caught by Martinez. He's wrapped up and tackled.
Great tackle.
Really nicely done by Bradford, who continues week after week to make an impact. The young kid, the freshman for the Racers.
That was a great tackle. Just grabbed hold of him, did not let go of him. I would love to see more of that in the college and pro ranks. Didn't try to come in and hit him, just came, grabbed him, and dropped him right where he stood.
So Bridgecreek, another 3 and out. They went backwards 4 yards, and Jacob Ojeda is going to have to punt this thing out of his end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Shanuel, his heels on the 35-yard line to return this punt. High snap, they come after it, and it's blocked. It's loose, it's on the deck, and recovered by the Racers for a touchdown. Trey Burchett off the block punt.
Wow.
And Newcastle is rolling here. It's 20-0 with an extra point coming.
Man, they are foaming at the mouth. They are looking forward to get it. But what's great about Burchett getting on that ball, his mother won a raffle to get to watch the game from the couch.
Yeah, right here.
Right
here
in
front of us.
Just outside the end zone, and got to watch her son jump on that ball. I was a little nervous whenever I saw the Newcastle guys jumping up trying to grab it, because once they touch it, it's a live ball. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
So that could have easily been first
Well, yeah,
down.
but it wouldn't have been first down, though.
Okay.
It wouldn't have been first down. Batchelder boots that through, and the Racers, folks, they're dominating. It's still very early, 4:36 to go in the first, but it's 21-0 Newcastle. Take a timeout, Racer defense. What else can they do in the first 8 minutes of this game? Timeout and back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
All right, back here at Racer Stadium. Just missed the kickoff there. It went off. It bounced right in front of Martinez and then rolled in the end zone. I thought he touched it and it rolled back, but the officials said it just went by him. And so it goes to touchback. This will actually be Bridgecreek's best starting field position.
Yeah. Well, and that was pretty good. They switched them real quick while Newcastle was lining up to kick. Put Martinez over here.
So Morrow is back in there at quarterback. High snap. He'll keep it, bounce outside. And that's really the best offensive play so far, maybe for Bridgecreek. First time they've been ahead of the chains, I'll say that, as they get about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
That's a good run. That's a good run by the quarterback. It kind of looked like it was a messed up play. It messed up the timing on a high height. So he got some good yardage out of that. That's better yardage than they've had all night.
2nd down and 5 coming up for the Bobcats. Trying to pick up the pieces on what's been obviously just a disastrous start for Coach Spangler's group the first 8+ minutes. Handoff here, nowhere to go. Wrapped up in the backfield. Nicely done. That's Jarko wrapping up the legs there of the running back Dylan Shirley for a loss.
Big number 18 jumping out there with the shark. Haven't seen that one in a while. That was a good tackle by Jarko. Again, grabbed him, did not let him go. I don't know, Josh, did you see much of that last week against Blanchard, just grabbing and not letting go?
Yeah, I mean, defensively it wasn't too bad last week. I mean, he only gave up 19 points. You're not going to complain too much about that.
Right.
Against it's a pretty good Blanchard offense. Carson Cooksey, the quarterback over there, good player. 3rd down and 8. They're calling this at the 22. Morrow in the shotgun. The running back there next to him is Ryan Place, really good two-way player for this Bridgecreek team. Fake the pass, and then he starts to run and just gets swallowed up. Nowhere to go at all, as a couple of guys in there for the Racers. I saw Brady Rice as well as 57 Chad Kraft. And it's another 3 and out for Bridgecreek.
Yeah, that was really good. If you notice, the offensive line and the defensive line for Newcastle, some of them the same players, they're kind of having their way with that offensive and defensive line for Bridgecreek.
So it's another 3 and out for Bridgecreek. Every possession so far has either been a 3 and out or a turnover. High snap on the punt this time, though. Won't rush. They'll let them boot it. It's a good punt. It's going to go way past midfield and will bounce and be down by the Bobcats.
Yeah, there's
at about the 45 or so. See where it ends up going. This will be the first time that Newcastle is on their own side of the 50 offensively. They've started every drive on the plus side.
That was an excellent punt. There may have been a little emotion on that after having the one blocked for a touchdown. Just too bad. Almost as the play was over with, it looked like a Newcastle player hit a Bridgecreek player in the back.
So we'll definitely back them up a little bit. First time the action hasn't been right in front of us here in this end zone.
Yeah, they're testing 53-year-old eyes right here.
Yeah. Wait till they get all the way down there on the goal line over there.
Go borrow Brother Gene's binoculars.
No kidding. 1st and 10 for Newcastle. Will start on their own 31 again. If you tuned in a little late, weather in the area forced us to kind of relocate our operation here. That's why we're kind of a little bit of a funky spot. We're making it work in the end zone here at Racer Stadium. Hand up the middle here, pushing forward, breaking tackle. This is Bolser. Another flag comes in. We've had a flag on just about every snap so far in the first 10 minutes of this game, feels like at least.
Yeah, I think the refs are sweating just as much as some of the players throwing those flags. That was a good, strong run as well. That's the second strong run that Bolser's had called back on holding. And that's just got to be driving the coaches nuts.
So we'll go against Newcastle, like you said. We'll back them up some more.
I backed them up quite a bit. It must have happened in the backfield.
Feels like quite a while ago that the Racers' first drive of this game actually resulted in a turnover on downs. Since then, it's been kind of just hot knife through butter right into the end zone on short fields. But a bit of a challenge here. Back way up on their own 20. Burt back to pass. He'll fire. This one is caught. This is Logan making some guys miss.
Whoa,
he breaks free down the sideline.
Great
Alex
job.
Logan is going to get rained down from behind. He will. Right on the outskirts of the red zone. Alex Logan, about a 60-yard pickup there on the little screen play.
Wow, that was a great play. And if you notice while you were watching that, even though it was kind of in the distance, he caught it. And when he stopped, 3 blockers ran right in front of him and took care of the defense that was in front of him. But my hat goes off to Phillips there. You've seen him some on offense. Never gave up, chased him down, and dropped him before he could get to the end zone.
So a huge gain for Newcastle all the way down to the 22. They were on their own 20 before that play.
Yeah.
So you can chalk that up as a 58-yard gain.
Yeah, flipping the field.
Big time. 1st and 10 for Newcastle, trying to punch it in again. Burt, handoff to Bolser, goes around the left side, pushing forward. Gets a block there from Burchett, but nicely done by the Bobcats all over it there. Wrangling him down for the tackle was Cole Phillips.
I tell you, Phillips looks pretty good for this Bridgecreek team. That was good, chased down, and was not going to let him go past him. Kind of compared to our version of Taj Smith. But I'm looking to see how the holes are opening up, and I'm seeing holes that I'm wondering why he didn't take.
2nd down and 8 right at the red zone here, and this will be an encroachment here as 44 Hayden Phillips jumped off sides there. And it will push the Racers back into the red zone again. Our red zone sponsor, of course, like I mentioned earlier, Heat and Air guy. He's getting his work in here tonight.
Yeah.
The Racers are living down here in this end. So the penalty gets it to 2nd down and 3 at the 15-yard line as we close down into the final minute of this first quarter. All Racers. Burt back to pass. Fires right over the middle here looking for Shumard. He's got him. Oh, it came out late. Oh, they called a touchdown. Okay.
Wow.
Touchdown for the Racers. The ball came out right at the very end, but they say he had possession first. And it's another touchdown for Newcastle, second for Aiden Schumard.
Yeah, great catch. He was right there in double coverage. So that was a great catch going up above him and catching that and hanging on to it long enough to get the touchdown after getting hit from behind.
So you've had 2 passing touchdowns from Burt to Schumard, the rushing from Randy Nix, and then the block punt. 4 extra points from Batchelder. That one's doinks off the upright. So it'll hold at 27-0. But that's where we stand with 53 seconds to play in the first quarter. We'll stick here through the break since we're right at the end of the quarter. Bill, I mean, what else can you add? I mean, I said in the pregame show that, a few weeks ago we were here with Woodward in town. Woodward had a couple of big losses in a row coming to that game. Newcastle kind of let them hang around for way too long. That's not an issue tonight. They've come in dialed in.
No, they are wanting to just show their dominance, putting their foot on the throat and running them down and scoring as much and as often as possible. And I think they're going to continue that most of the night. They may come fourth quarter let off it a little bit, but I think they are wanting to get a big win, especially after last week, going into the next 4 games, wanting to get that big win.
Not a lot to complain about
No.
in the first 11-plus minutes of this game with 53 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 27-0 Racers. I mean, this has got to be up there with the most dominant quarters that we've seen, the last few years.
I'm saying this is what you're saying. This is what it should have been with Woodward.
Right, and they turned it on and pulled away in the second half. But obviously, that game was a little more competitive than it probably should have been.
Right.
For a while.
So there may be some growing up, some maturity happening on this team saying we got to do this right now.
Batchelder boots it down the center here to be fielded by Martinez, just inside the 10. A little bit of a lane, but a nice hit there puts him down just past the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good run back. They've done something pretty smart putting Martinez back here on the right. He did a pretty good run. I think that's probably the best field position they've had. We keep saying that. That was good, but guess what? You see who the tackle was?
It was 24, right,
Corbin? That was our Fred Corbin. Yeah, he came in. He tackled him with the shoulder pads in the gut before he got his hands around him. Took him straight sideways.
So, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Back at quarterback, he's Bo James, number 9. They've kind of been rotating back and forth. Handoff here goes to Shirley up the middle. Not much there.
No.
Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe, if that.
Yeah, went right into the grass, but big number 77, Tosh Smith there, he grabbed him and just made a weight. You're not going to pull that much weight through defenders.
Not the guy you want to run at, that's for sure, Tosh Smith. They'll give him a yard, so call it 2nd down and 9. As we wane down, that might have been the final play of the first quarter. Don't seem to be showing a lot of urgency here to the Bobcats.
Yeah, don't see a lot of hand motions or third base signals coming from the coaching.
So the flip ends of the field, and we'll see if that side can be a little friendlier to Bridgecreek than this end, because it's all Racers after one. 27-0 Newcastle, second quarter up next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list.
Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Friday Night Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Carson Wade on the production. Uriah Martinez working the camera for us on what was a dominant first quarter for Newcastle. Bridgecreek trying to get something going here. Short run's not going to provide much.
Yeah, it looks like they brought Martinez out of the slot right there and gave him a pitch underneath. He kind of stopped, made a cut, but there was a bunch of defenders right there in his way, so he did not go anywhere. Looks like no gain. Oh, a loss of 2.
Yeah, loss of 2 is what it's called on the board, so 3rd and 11. This is where the fact that we're in the end zone gets a little tricky on the depth perception a little bit. This is where we're getting tested, is right here when it's on that far. We've been spoiled so far. All the action has been right in front of us.
That's right.
3rd and 11. Pitch out here, going across the right side, and not much there at all. In fact, that, I think, lost a couple of yards.
The defense is showing great speed getting to the ends. And like we've talked about before and in other games, a lot of that has to do with the defensive ends and the defensive backs, keeping everything within the field of play, closer to the other players, not giving them the edge. That's what it looks like they're doing.
So 4th down coming up for Bridgecreek. They'll punt it again. And they did lose a couple more yards, by the way, so they're back on about their own 23. And Shanuel will do the honors of returning this punt. Ooh, punt's knocked off to the side. Takes a funky hop. Shanuel has it kick off his feet, able to pick it up, makes a guy miss. Now cuts back. Shanuel will be tackled down about the 45. And that's where Newcastle will set up shop with 10.5 to play in this first half, which has provided a lot of highlights for Newcastle so far. A couple of passing touchdowns. Rainey Nix runs one in, and then the pump block has it comfortably a Racer lead right now.
I don't know about you, but every time you see Shanuel come back to get the punt return, do you hope to see like we saw at Cleveland? Like
yeah, you feel like he's going to return it, yeah. Season opener out there in Cleveland. Shanuel will turn that punt. We're up the middle here from Corbin, pushing forward, gets across midfield. Nice run by Grady Corbin. We'll see on the spot if he picked up the first down. It's pretty close. It's like just short. No, they did give it to him, first down.
Well, and that's really good with him. You notice that with Bolster, you get running to the sides. He goes right up the middle.
Burt, back to Corbin again. Look at that lane, right up the middle, pushing forward. This is what we were kind of excited to see being at this side of the field. Was those running lanes. You saw it right there. It opened. It just parted like that, like the Red Sea, right up the gut. Into the red zone again. 1st and 10 at the 19. Zooming down the field. More Corbin. Why not? Keep feeding him. Plunging forward. Into the red zone again. Again, we'll thank Heat and Air Guy. He's really getting his money's worth tonight. Racers keep on moving that football.
And it looks like.
Well, right at the 20.
Oh, he only got 9. Come on, Corbin. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. 3 handoffs, 29 yards.
Right at the 20 is where they had this mark. 2nd down and 1. Burt takes a shotgun snap. Pump fakes it once. He'll drop back. He'll fire in the corner here looking for, I think that's Nix. Incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down coming up.
Yeah. A little bit extra special sauce on that one. Went a little high, went a little hard. That was real good. I think they tried to catch him, fake the handoff to Corbin, then comes back to throw it. Now, here's what we're talking about. 3rd and 1. This is one you should be able to get. You could almost fake it up the middle and get this one.
3rd down and 1. The way they've been running the football, you feel pretty good about this. You got Nix in the direct snap, which has been lethal in the short yardage. And I think they picked that up.
Yes.
That they did. 1st down, Newcastle off the direct snap to Nix.
And one thing you can see from us in the end zone, big number 77 was set up as his fullback. So they had Todd Smith as a fullback. They handed off to the big guy Nix, running behind the big guy Smith, and he can get it up there and get some yardage. Looks like he got 4 that time, so good tackle by Phillips.
1st and 10 at the 17. 9 minutes to play in this opening half. Racers on the move. Here's Burt. He will fake the handoff and keep it. Spin move here, trying to get something out of it. We'll get a few.
Looks like you got about 3 on it up to the 14.
I'm really having to eyeball those officials. Where are they marking this thing? Because it's hard to tell. 2nd and 7. 8:40 to go in the first half.
And I like them going up tempo.
Man in motion there, that is Nix. Burt takes the snap. He'll give it off to Bolster. Goes across the right side. There's a lane for him, and he scores. Touchdown, Newcastle. Carson Bolser from 14 yards out. And the onslaught continues. It's 33-0 Racers.
And if there's a game ball to give out so far in the first half, just in the first half, it needs to go to the offensive line.
Yeah, these lanes are ginormous.
Huge.
Yeah.
They could have gotten Dorothy and the dog, the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and the waltz through those holes. That was incredible.
So another touchdown for Newcastle. First one for Bolser, spreading the love. Why not? Extra point here from Batchelder. Oh, the snap was low. It was picked up here. Logan's going to try and run with it now. He'll take it, and he's hit out of bounds just shy of the marker, or of the goal line, I should say. Low snap. Logan tried to just take it himself. Couldn't quite get there. So another failed conversion. The only things that have really gone wrong for Newcastle tonight were those two. So it's 33-0 Racers, 8:22 to play until halftime. Defense back on the field next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Callaway, Billy Collier, 8:22 to play until halftime. It's all Newcastle, 33-0 with 8:22 to go in this half. 5 touchdowns, missed an extra point, and then a mishandled snap on that last one. The only things that have really gone wrong for Newcastle at all tonight is it's Racers are cruising right now.
Yeah, this is really kind of a one-sided game here, really hitting them hard. I don't think they've had a first down yet.
No, they have not moved the ball remotely. As good as the Racers' offense has been, the defense has been, I think, even more dominant. This is going to be a touchback here for Batchelder.
Yeah. Good kick. I didn't know who was going to make it past the pylon. From here, you can't really tell. But yeah, that was a good kick. You remember, he's been kicking them into the end zone almost every time.
The Bobcats have really struggled to do anything successfully on offense so far. They had about a 5-yard run. That's been kind of the highlight so far. I mean, the Racers' defense has been tremendous.
And you don't see them running around, just like losing their heads and running out of position. They're staying in their position, they're staying in their lanes and doing a great job.
So 1st and 10 for Bridgecreek again here at the 20-yard line. 8:22 to play in the first half. Some music playing accidentally as I think that's Morrow at quarterback was swallowed up immediately there. He lost a yard or two, I think.
Yeah, wow, that music came out of nowhere.
Somebody pressed the miss punch. 3-yard loss there for the Bobcats. It is Morrow at quarterback. Him and Bo James have kind of been rotating back and forth for Coach Spangler and Bridgecreek. Be 2nd and 13 coming up. Be back here next week. Hara Panthers welcome to town.
I don't know that I've ever seen them play yet, so this will be a good first for me watching them in Newcastle.
2nd and 13. Pitch out here on the far side. This is Martinez trying to find somewhere to go. Not a lot there. In fact, I think he might have lost a couple yards again.
Wow, yeah.
And they can't even get forward momentum at all. Right now, Newcastle defensively is just clogging up everything.
Yeah, just a great job, and please understand us. You know, Bridgecreek is trying to get something going. They're trying to look for lanes, but every time they look up, they're seeing those jerseys and just can't get through them.
That's 3-yard loss again. So 3rd and 16 is what it's called officially here as we run under 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Think they'll pass?
I mean, you got to try at some point. I know the first one didn't go real well, but Morrow rolls out. He will throw it out of bounds. It'll go incomplete. And that's another 3 and out. So the streak continues. All 3 and outs in turnovers. That's all Bridgecreek has done offensively in this game. Pretty amazing so far what the Racers' defense has done.
Yeah. Their defense has just been solid. And here we go again, looking for some excitement. I'm hoping that Shanuel can get this one. Let's see what he can do. Nobody's been kicking to him since that Cleveland game.
He's had a hard time getting good looks, that's for sure. Not going to get one here. It's going to go way off to the side and bounce out of bounds. And the Racers will start off at the 42, looks like. Bridgecreek 42.
Well, let's see what they do here. I mean, their rushing has been doing great. Passing, except for a few errant ones, has been doing very well. Really just kind of doing whatever they want. So
yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's been, especially in the run game, it's been right down the field, just downhill running. Big lanes created by this offensive line, which has been really, really good so far.
Oh, yeah, very good.
First and 10 to 41. Bradford, the running back there next to Burt. He'll get it up the middle. Bounce outside. Breaking tackles is Bradford, and he gets out near the first down. He's going to be just short of it. About an 8 or 9 yard pickup there. Really nicely done.
Yeah, you see him as a speedster and really streaky. That time you saw his strength. He had a guy pulling him straight down, was able to keep his feet under him and keep moving.
Down to the 33 is where it's called officially, as we near the midway point of this second quarter. Stick with us at halftime, of course, but I will give our thoughts on the first half. We'll let the bands do their thing here at Racer Stadium. We'll give you some scores. Get ready for the second half here at Racer Stadium. Newcastle and Bridgecreek. Homecoming night for Newcastle. Pass out in the flat here is caught by Logan. Makes a guy miss. Going up the sideline here, pushing forward, down inside the 15. Big catch and run by Logan. Again, back into the red zone as Newcastle's knocking on the door, putting up a 40-burger before the half is even over.
Boy, that caught the defense way off guard. They geared up to get another run in. And before they know it, Logan's running down the sideline.
Quickly back to it. Bradford up the middle here. Breaking tackles. Bradford running through some white jerseys. I haven't seen a signal yet. I think they're calling him just short of the end zone.
Wow.
It'll be first down and goal. And they're getting up to the line here quick again. Burt, QB sneak up the middle, pushing forward.
Touchdown.
And he's in. Touchdown, Newcastle. Burt on the QB keeper. And it's 39-0 Newcastle with over 5 minutes still to play in the first half. This is unbelievable.
Yes, I tell you what, again, just having their way, what they're wanting to do. Coaches are seeing things and calling things, just really keeping the defense on their heels.
So Batchelder to try and make this a 40-burger, and he does it. It was right down the gut. It's 40-0 Newcastle with 5:15 still to play in the first half. Unreal. First quarter and a half for Newcastle. They'll try and keep it going. Next up here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown, Jr. Come join us.
Back at Racer Stadium. Need I say more? Look at the score. It's 40-0 with 5:15 to play in the first half. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Racers didn't seem to take too kindly to that first loss of the year last week to Blanchard. They have bounced back in big fashion. Batchelder boots this one. It goes off the hands of Martinez. He will scoop it, and they're going to whistle it dead because it landed in the end zone. So it'll be a touchback.
Yeah, something's different in high school. You saw him trying not to go back into the end zone because once a foot hits the goal line, it's dead as a touchback. I
mean, we mentioned it in the pregame. I mean, Bridgecreek's having a tough year. I mean, they are 2-3, but lost to Bethany last week, 59-0, which is that's large. But Racers they're trying to get there in the first half. I mean, this is really pretty unprecedented how much this has gotten away from the Bobcats. I mean, everything has gone wrong. Everything.
Well, and I wonder if this is a message to Bethany.
They'll see each other at the end of the year. Racers and Broncos here at Racer Stadium to close out the regular season. Run here going across the left side. There's some positivity there. How much did he get there? You got a couple, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
That's 7 Cole Phillips, the senior.
Yeah, that's a good run by him.
4-yard gain is called.
You probably heard me say this a few times. He has looked really sharp out here for Bridgecreek. He's been one of the brighter sides of this, doing a really good job on offense and defense. Wonder if they're going to go to him a little bit more because he's got some speed on him, as we saw in that tackle.
4:45 to play in this opening half. This is Bo James back at quarterback, by the way. They keep rotating those guys back and forth, trying to keep up with it. Handoff here, given on the far side and tripped up. Really nice tackle there by Shanuel.
Yeah, grabbed a shoestring.
That might have been Jarko. Hard to see those numbers from here. It's Jarko, 18 on the tackle.
Yeah, that was good getting into that gap and just getting a hand on the foot. Can't run without your feet.
Nope. Give him a yard. Makes it 3rd down in about 7 or 8. Which right now for Bridgecreek offensively feels like about an acre.
Right.
Because it has not been good. They haven't had
any
running lanes.
I don't know if they've had a run go farther than 6 yards yet.
No, I mean, they haven't really even threatened for a first down. It's been pretty unbelievable what Newcastle has done. Run up the middle here, and again, nothing there. He's going to lose a couple yards, I think.
They're just staying put. They're just staying in their place, making Bridgecreek have to do something. You know, normally in other games, this is where you start trying, going in different directions and doing different stuff, but Newcastle's just staying where they're supposed to be. There's not really a whole lot that Bridgecreek's going to be able to do.
Yeah, Bo James was on the QB keeper there. He got back to the original line, so he lost a couple. They were back at the 20, and they are again punting.
Okay, here we go.
It's a pretty good punt, pretty high. Shanuel will field it. Try to make something happen, but he's wrapped up immediately. Just inside the 45-yard line. It's for Newcastle set up with 3:09 to play in this first half.
Well, that was dangerous. I mean, he caught that ball with about 2 steps between him and the defender. That could have easily been the one thing to go back this direction. But no, what I was saying earlier, I wonder if this is a message to Bethany, because you're going to see Newcastle and Bethany fighting it out for that 3-4 spot. So I wonder if they're trying to say, Bethany, you scored 59, we're going to score more because we plan on taking you down as well. I can't help but have that in the back of my mind.
Right. So the Racers set up on their own 43. Burt with Corbin, the running back next to him, had some nice runs earlier. He'll get another shot here right up the middle. Lots of room, running over guys across midfield. A first down again for Newcastle, and once more on the move here.
Yeah, he just runs up the middle where you expect 3 or 4 yard gains, but he's making 11, 12-yard gains.
1st and 10 up to the 45-yard line.
See if he does it again.
Did give it to Corbin again. This time, Bridgecreek, to their credit, was on top of it a little better. He still got a couple out of that, but nothing like what we've seen.
No. They bunched it up pretty good. He was going to have to run through a lot of legs and a lot of arms.
I didn't thank our second quarter sponsor yet. That's on me. Contemporary Family Dentistry. Their mission is to deliver quality dentistry and cultivate relationships by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Call them today to set up an appointment, 405-387-9300. Contemporary Family Dentistry. Got a penalty flag here.
Looks like another offsides play on him.
Indeed.
Wow.
5-yard penalty against the Bobcats. Move them a little closer.
I wonder how that makes the opposing coach feel to see those things. If it infuriates him or...
Oh, yeah. Got to. I mean, you're struggling enough as it is. Yeah. You finally had a decent defensive play. Then you give him 5 freebies. Burt rolls out, escaping the defense. He'll take off and run. He's going to get the first down and more. Burt pushing forward, running over guys.
Wow.
And he's right on the outskirts of the red zone. Here is Newcastle's threatening again.
Well, now what I want you to see right there, Phillips, number 7 for Bridgecreek, is the one who tracked down, I believe it was Heskew, running down the sideline. Looked like he was going to get a touchdown. Well, in that one there, you saw Burt round the corner and run away from Phillips. So that's telling you a lot about the speed about Burt as well. So that's a great job and a great run.
Into the red zone again. We'll go ahead and thank Heat and Air Guy once more. Why not? Got to keep plugging them.
Thank you, Chris.
They are catching in tonight. 1st and 10 at the 18. Trick play here. End around. This is coming up the right side. Got some room. Up the sideline. Pushing forward. There's a flag comes in that may wipe this out. That was number 9, Chris Brindley, the freshman receiver, who almost punched it in, but a flag may wipe this out anyway. We'll see.
I tell you what, there was smoke coming off the turf every time his cleats hit it.
It is a hold on Newcastle.
Fast. Yeah, I thought I saw that out there with the wide receiver, not letting go of the defensive back. But that was a great run.
At this point in the season, I have most of the guys on the tip of my tongue, and I remember numbers pretty well. I had to look at my sheet for that one. Freshman Chris Brindley, he had some speed. Get around that edge.
Man.
But play wiped out. It is a spot foul, so they actually do still gain yards out of it. 3-yard gain on the penalty, so it's 1st and 7 at the 15. Minute and a half to go in the half. Burt back to pass here off the shotgun snap. He'll step up in his right, fires, and it's, should have been picked. Interception dropped there. I think that was number 2, Dylan Shirley, who had a clean look at it. Just couldn't quite pull it in.
Well, and that's where, if you'll notice a difference in the interception from Newcastle, he was looking at the quarterback and the receiver. That defender was running across just looking at the receiver, didn't know that the ball was coming, or he might have been down here putting it on an R of the Racers' end zone down here.
So incomplete, 2nd down and 7, 1:19 to play in this first half. Quick moving half, all things considered, with all the points. We're up the middle here from Corbin pushing forward.
Wow.
He's nearing another first down. We'll wait on the official spot. It looks like it is a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Racers inside the 5 at the 4.
Man, just great running. I've enjoyed watching him get stronger and better as the year went on.
We're up the middle. Corbin pushing forward. Runs up that left side, and he's in. Touchdown, Newcastle. Grady Corbin gets in on the party, and it's 46-0 Newcastle with 51 seconds to play in the first half.
Wow, just great running. You saw a lot more running there. Just it drains the clock. Corbin is not going to shift and run around people. He's going to run through people just like you saw on the touchdown.
So Corbin gets a touchdown. Burt has the QB keeper. Burchett on the punt block. Schumarn's got 2, and then Nix has got 1. I think that's all the touchdowns. I may be forgetting one. There's been a lot. Batchelder boots it through. It's 47-0 Racers with 51 seconds to play. We'll stick here as we approach the half. I don't know. You got any good stories for the second half of this game? Because it's in hand.
I don't. And again, I think Bridgecreek's just trying to escape and get some things going for the next year.
Well, I mean,
first-year coach, getting some things set up.
This is tough because, Bridgecreek is, they have a couple wins. We said right at the top, this is not a team that Newcastle should lose to. This is a team that they should beat. We saw that Bethany score last week. They lost their other district game to Classen by 20. But Bridgecreek it shouldn't be. They're better than this.
Yes.
47-0 at half is. The Racers have done everything right in this first 2 quarters. I mean, this is not. I mean, obviously Bridgecreek came in here knowing that they're big underdogs, but nobody foresees this. I mean, you're on pace for 94-0 right now.
Right. The only mistakes that we can try and make something about is you hit an upright and you mishandle
botch the snap.
Handled the snap. And that's it. I can't think of anything negative. They've had fewer holdings than they've had in any of the other games, so I really don't know what to say.
Kick is deep here. Martinez will field it inside the 5. He'll try and get it out. He's got some room over the sideline here. Martinez has got speed. And a solid return. That's going to be a late hit tacked on at the end of this. So Bridgecreek will get out of their own end a little bit here, certainly the most that they have all night.
Well, and I think that's a great positive for Bridgecreek. They moved after the first 3 kickoffs. They moved Martinez to that side. He's getting some distance over there, getting some move. Coach needs to talk to the coverage team. They left that side open that time. You can see it great from down here. But I think that Martinez being on that side has helped them out, get them out of the 5, 10, 15-yard area on returns.
So Bridgecreek will have it at the 40. I appreciate the Racer faithful still booing the call in a game that they're up by almost 50.
Just ruthless.
I don't mind it. Why not? Keep it up.
Well,
You're here. You came out. You only get 5 of these a year, regular season games.
This is somewhat of a rival,
Yeah, nearby.
So they're letting them have it.
I don't mind it.
They'll all go to Sonic and have a Coke later, but right now it's a
Sonic
boo.
sounds good right now. I got to level with you. Here's Bo James at quarterback. He'll fire in the slant. Pass is caught.
Wow.
Broken tackle, spin move, and inside the 40 as that pass rifled out there. That's E.J. James on the catch. And Bridgecreek is on the plus side of the 50 for the first time tonight, but they only have 31 seconds.
That's the first down of the game for them.
Yeah, you're right. First down of the night. They'll take a timeout here. Clock ticked down to 29. They may get those 2 seconds back. I don't know. We'll see. But Bridgecreek trying to make something happen here on the scoreboard.
Well, it looks like they're trying to show we're not a bunch of duds. We can play football.
Yeah.
They're doing some things that my question is, where's it been? Where's that been?
Yeah.
That was a great call. Just two steps and a slant to the inside. That's almost impossible to cover.
It's a good throw, too.
Hit right between the numbers, and they got 12 yards out of it. So let's see if we see a few more of those slant passes in there.
So they have it at the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Bridgecreek. They just used their first timeout. So they still have 2. 31 seconds to try and get down and make something happen. I mean, they are certainly within striking distance for the first time tonight, but at the same time, I feel pretty confident saying they didn't have 38 yards of total offense before this drive. They still have 38 yards to go, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, and there's a good chance at 12 yards, but doubled their total yards tonight with all the losses.
James back at quarterback, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Running back there next to him is Ryan Place, number 22. High snap, James back to pass. Pump fake once. He'll fire up the sideline and short of the marker. Incomplete. Short of the mark, I should say. Bryce Benson, the intended target. We'd have more flags.
Wow.
And a lot of flags in this first half.
Tell you what, that was a great call with the pump fake. If he gave you a little bit more arm, 10 was behind him. That is number 10 there. That's Bryce Benson. He had a step. He had a step there on Heskew and could have, if the ball was placed over there, that would have been a touchdown. Looks like this is going back against Bridgecreek, though.
Yeah, some holding calls here against the Bobcats. They're backing them way up here. They're moving them all the way back to their own 45. Must have been and after the snap penalty as well, because that was about almost 20 yards of penalties.
Yeah. Holy cow. It's 1st and 27.
That's not what the doctor ordered if you're Coach Spangler and the Bobcats trying to make something happen before half here. 25 seconds. James, high snap. Well, that was a good catch on the snap. He'll step up in the pocket. Tackled from behind. He's sacked. Taj Smith.
There you go.
Wraps him up and puts him down.
Does a little bow to the crowd.
And the
good
clock
tackle.
is ticking. Bridgecreek doesn't seem to be in much of a hurry here. And I think that may take us to the halftime locker room.
Looks like it.
And it will. So there you have it. That's the end of the first half. All Newcastle. All you can really say. 47-0 Racers take a timeout. Billy and I will come back and wrap up the first half. We'll let the bands perform, and the second half will come up after that. 47-zip Racers at the end of 2 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back here at Racer Stadium at halftime, all Newcastle. My goodness, 47-0 over the Bridgecreek Bobcats. Josh Kelly, Billy Collier. Billy, there's not much to say. Racers did quite literally everything right in that first half. I mean, I guess you could say they missed the extra point and they muffed the snap on one, but offense right on the field. Defense has been totally dominant. That one first down, that's it.
Yep.
I mean, what can you? I mean, not much to complain about at all if you're a Racers fan.
There isn't. As a Racers fan, you got to see they have less. I bet they have less than 50 yards total offense with a lot of losses on downs. You're not going to be able to go down the field when you're losing 2 and 3 yards on the running plays. They've only had about 3 passing plays that have been even somewhat beneficial at most. I mean, you're right. Newcastle is just doing what they want to do and having their way. And I would love to be in that Bridgecreek locker room.
Yeah.
I wonder
what do you say?
I wonder what Spangler is telling them.
So it's all Newcastle at the end of 2 quarters, 47-0. Not much to complain about, certainly for the Racers, as they are in complete control and well on their way to their 5th win of the season. All right, Billy and I will step aside. We'll let the bands do their thing here. I think Palm Squad, maybe so that is out there right now for Newcastle. So we'll let you take that in. We'll be back in about 20-ish minutes or so. We'll set the scene for the second half, give you some scores, and then we'll get the second half rolling here from Racer Stadium. So don't go anywhere. Stream's going to stay up. Watch the bands perform, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the second half of the Racers and the Bobcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the field is the Newcastle High School Racer Band. The Racer Band is under the direction of Ryan Siebert, Tanner Jackson, and Emily Perkins. Featuring music by Mark Henderson, Neil Marconi, U2, and Imagine Dragons. This year's show is entitled Gold Rush. The Racer Band will be performing tomorrow at the Oklahoma Bandmasters Marching Band State Championship. Good luck, Racer Band! Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present drum majors Jefferson Hayden, Tatum Helsley.
Quita's pretty good. I couldn't believe last night, or Cushing, I mean. Say last night, Quita absolutely destroyed McAllister. It's like, how crazy. Figures the rain to stay away.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
All right, back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway here with Billy Collier.
Hey.
After the halftime festivities here at Racer Stadium, homecoming night. Racers well out in front, 47-0. They lead Bridgecreek as we get ready to start this second half. Give you a few scores here from around 4A this evening before we get the second half going. Bethany, yeah, they're following it up big time. 61-12, they lead class in SAS right now. Broncos 61 at the half. I can't even fathom that. Everything went right for Newcastle. They got 47 on the board. It's hard to imagine 61, that's for sure. Yeah. That Tuttle Blanchard game, the big one tonight, 7-7 game at the half there. The Lions and the Tigers, the second leg of the Tri-City rivalry. And then Hera and Tecumseh. I don't have a score for it. I think I heard Gene say 6-6. Yeah, 6-6 at the half. There it is, 6-6 at the half. Hera and Tecumseh. We'll see Hera next week. Tecumseh, of course, the Racers took down a couple of weeks ago. So there you have that's some of the scores from 4A2 tonight as we get ready to start the second half. What do you do here for Newcastle, Billy, and just in terms of staying locked in? I mean, the game is essentially won, right? I mean, 47-0. It's got to be hard to come out and continue to play with that edge that you need to not, develop bad habits or even, you hate to say, you don't want to see any injuries or something like that from guys not being fully engaged, you know what I mean?
Right.
This kick will be fielded by Burchett at about the 5. He'll return it for Newcastle. Got a flag here. What else is new? Right down the seam here, getting a really good return out near midfield, but another flag. I think he threw it. He picked up his flag and threw it a second time. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, he went to throw it. I think he got caught.
He threw it, then picked it up, and then launched it again.
Yeah. So, which I'm glad he did, because if that was a flag down on the 7-yard line, that would have been a horrible return. No, I think if you're Newcastle, you've got to do it. The difference between good teams and great teams focus on getting better with themselves.
Yeah.
And you got to keep them focused on themselves. How did I run that play? How did I block scheme in that play? How did I do in that play that was better than the last time? And I think that's going to be the tough thing. You're talking 15, 16, 17-year-old men here. That's going to be the hard part for Coach Brigman, is get them to stay focused on what they're doing to improve within themselves. Bridgecreek, I don't know what you tell them at halftime.
Yeah.
That would be where I'd lean on your wisdom and knowledge, Sensei.
Yeah, not much you can say. Just hope to try to work your way back, make it look a little nicer than the scoreboard. First, I've got to get off the 0. Nobody wants to get shut out.
No.
So that's objective number 1. Penalty was against Newcastle, so it brings them back. We'll start this drive Looks like at their own 13. Jackson Burt still in there. Can't imagine he plays his entire second half if it continues to go this way, but still in there for now. Bolser next to him. And Bolser will get the carry to start and breaks one tackle, and he's loose up the middle of the field. Carson Bolser running away from guys all the way out near the 45-yard line. Big run to open up this second half for Carson Bolser.
That was an excellent cut. He went right up to the defender, then shot right on him. And I think if they didn't have Phillips on that team, we'd have been talking about a touchdown on one play. So that was an excellent run, good shiftiness of him.
Run lanes, we've talked about it a lot in that first half, just immense. I mean, the Racers have been able to get what they want in the run game. Here's Bolser again. Look at that space he has to work with. Kind of slipped down there as he crossed midfield and nearing another first down.
Yeah, I think he was just ready to, everybody else had missed him, so he tackled himself. No, I think here was getting ready, trying to set to make another cut, just lost his feet. It's getting a little chillier out here. I'm sure the grass or the turf out there is getting a little bit slick.
We do have a vehicle that needs to be moved, a red Chevy Equinox.
I guess they're going to do a measurement.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're checking here. It's a second down in inches. This is a taking the chains out for a second down.
Right.
In a 47-point ball game is something. I got to say that's something. They still haven't brought the chains actually out. So if they're bringing them out, let's do it.
Well, just trying to figure this out.
There they go.
So what's wrong with 2nd and 1?
I mean, with Coach Brickman and the Racers even, you'd also be like, okay, 2nd and 1.
Right.
I mean, they're going to, nothing that we have seen tonight would suggest that the Racers aren't going to be able to pick up a 2nd and 1.
Right. Well, and Jackson Burke, he does his quarterback sneak, gets 7 or 8 yards. This is
an officiating crew that maybe needs to have a little better feel for the moment. 47-point game would be second down, not even like a fourth down. It's a second down, and it is a first down for Newcastle after the measurement.
So he gets 10 yards there. I'm hoping that's our last measurement.
That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, measuring on a first down play. In a 47-point game.
But we now know definitively it's first
It is a first
10.
down.
That's right.
1st and 10 for the Racers. 11:15. Just getting going in this second half. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Racers. The score is not incorrect. 47-0 is your score at Racer Stadium. All Newcastle tonight. Burt pump fake once. He's back to pass. He'll fire down the sideline looking for Aiden Schumar. He's got him. That's a really good throw. Schumar with a great catch. Back into the red zone. A late flag comes in. I think it's going to be on the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask.
And it's going to put the Racers even closer to making this a bigger game. Well, you are correct, sir. There is a flag down back kind of where the throw was from.
So we'll see.
My wish list at halftime was let's just not have a bunch of flags. We've already had like 10.
This may be offsetting, which is really sad for Schumar. He had a great catch.
That was a really good throw by Burt as well.
Great throw. Just dropped it right in the breadbasket. But it looks like it's probably going to be offsetting.
Yeah, offsetting. They'll redo it. Thank our third quarter sponsor real quick here. We have a little break of the action. Chasing Ellie Boutique. They have so many amazing gifts, and they offer free gift wrapping. Chasing Ellie Boutique now with 2 locations. Check them out in Newcastle, 2191 North Main. And make sure to check out their latest fashions on their Facebook page, Chasing Ellie Boutique, our third quarter sponsor this year for Racer football. So offsetting penalties, like you said, they'll redo it.
Yeah. Still definitively 1st and 10.
Yeah, we know for sure it's 1st and 10.
Oh, here we go.
Burt in the shotgun, Bolser there next to him. He'll pitch it out to Bolser. Goes up the right side, pushing forward, just carrying guys. And he'll get a pretty good gain out of that, nearing another first down. Depends on where the spot is. By that far side official, looks like he's got it.
So it looks like,
it is a first down. Yep, first
and
down.
He lost a shoe on that. They're trying to grab him any way he can. He just ran out of his shoe for about another 6 yards.
Doesn't need it. Keep on moving.
That's
shoe or
right.
not. Keep on moving.
It looks like we got Bradford in here. See what he does.
Mentioned a couple times in the first half, but if you're tuning in late, the reason we're in the end zone tonight, there was some weather in the area. go figure, we probably could have been okay to do it from the normal location, but didn't know. Forecast was gloomy. Running the outside, this is Bradford moving inside the 30. And close to another first down. We just showed us we had second down and short. Forecast ended up holding off. It hasn't really rained.
No.
It kind of sprinkled in pregame, but since then it's been kind of just a nice night. A little chilly, but we are in October now. You can't really get too I'm a warm weather guy, but you can't complain about 60 degrees in October. That's about what it should be.
Well, this is the first game for me this year of no sweat.
We're not sweating tonight, that's for sure. Got to bundle up a little bit. 2nd and 2. Burt rolls out, fires down the middle. He's got a man down there. It's caught.
Nice throw.
That's a touchdown. Aiden Schumard, his 3rd of the night.
Wow.
OSN Player of the Week nominee, Aiden Schumard. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight, and the Racers have officially made this a Pittsburgher. It's 53-0 Racers with an extra point coming from Batchelder.
And this view at that one, you can
that
see
was
that was a beautiful pass.
Pretty.
Just dropped it right into him. He didn't have to stretch or do anything.
And shout out camera Uriah Martinez had a really nice shot of that too. That was we had the perfect angle for that.
Yes,
like you said,
it was beautiful.
Right down the seam. The extra point is booted through. Racers just keep on piling on. It's 54-0. 9:35 to play in the 3rd. Time on the field, and we'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
All right, back at Racer Stadium. 54-0. Newcastle in front after the touchdown pass from Burt to Schumard. 3rd of the night for Aiden Schumard. He's putting together quite the evening. And this Racer defense will get back out there, which it's unbelievable because as good as the Racer offense has been, 54 points on the board in the 3rd quarter, early 3rd quarter, as Batchelder gets a touchback. You could argue that the Racer defense has been even better. I mean, Bridgecreek hasn't moved the ball at all. 1 first down right before the half. That's it. And that's when they're playing kind of soft defense, trying to give up a big play before halftime, you know. Defense has been unreal tonight.
Well, and they've just played so solid. I mean, you run out of adjectives.
I don't have much more to add. Yeah, it's been.
But from this angle, if you watch, you will see them all stay in their general area doing their assignment. I mean, there's no overcorrecting. There's no jumping around like you're not sure what to do. It's just been incredible to watch.
So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Pitch here goes for minimal gain, as has most of the Bridgecreek offense tonight. Those pitch plays, those little trying to just get around the edge, it has not worked tonight for the Bobcats.
Martinez, like we said, averages almost 50 yards a game. I'm not sure if he even has 15 or 20 tonight, just because not because he's not very good.
He's really talented,
Yeah, fast, sees holes quick, gets through them. He's just not had anywhere to go tonight. The defensive line, the defensive ends, just shutting it down.
Caden Morrow's in there at quarterback right now for Bridgecreek. You've seen him and Bo James kind of both get some run tonight. It's Morrow right now.
Oh, wow.
That play was blown up in the backfield. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell what happened there. All of a sudden, they just went way backwards.
Wow.
A fumble. I didn't even see that. We just became major victims of where we're calling this game from. I never even saw the ball come out. But the Racers jump on it, and now they have 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 6. You got to be kidding me.
Man. Well, and normally they're jumping around. We got it. I guess when you're up 54-0, you get a fumble.
I mean, the crowd didn't even react. It was just
it's like a
crickets
golf
in here.
Yeah.
So the Racers have 1st and goal at the 6. This is Jackson Shanuel in there at quarterback. He'll fake it. He'll keep it up the middle, make a guy miss, and he's in. Touchdown, Newcastle. as Jackson Shanuel, the backup quarterback, also plays some receiver and defensive back, punches it in from 6 yards out. The Racers have got 60 with 8:38 and counting. Clock is moving. Are we going running clock? Because I would like that. It stops at 8:35. 60 to nothing. I think that was just milking a few extra seconds off. Just everybody trying to move this thing along a little bit.
Well, I think with Shanuel, you're going to find even a better runner than Burt. About the same size, but it's just a good runner, as we saw on returns.
Batchelder splits the uprights, so the turnover again leads to a short field, which again leads to a touchdown. 61-0 Racers on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list.
Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back at Racer Stadium, 8:35 to go in the third. It's 61-0 Newcastle. Josh Calloway here with you, joined alongside by Billy Carr. We're just hanging out right now on a Friday night because it's the action on the field is not particularly compelling this evening. Batchelder rips this one down the middle. Lone drive's going to roll into the end zone. He's been booting it tonight.
He is. The last one, not this one, the last one was a line drive that went into the end zone without bouncing. This was a two-bouncer into the end zone. I bet it didn't get above 12 feet off the ground. So great kicking.
What do you think this is, Bill? I mean, you mentioned the Bethany earlier, but because the Racers have been dialed in, do you think it is a product of wanting to send a message? Is it a product of wanting to bounce back from last week? Is it a product of wanting to do better than the last home game? Is it kind of just a combination? Because this has been unreal. I mean, it's been full systems go since we started.
Well, I think it could be an answer to the game from last week where they're trying to get their confidence back up going into the back stretch.
Sure.
But I do believe that it is a
pass deflected there by Phillips.
Yeah. But I do think that it's a message. Again, you got to think. You got Tuttle and Blanchard, 1 and 2. They're pretty much the expected 1 and 2. Now you're fighting with Bethany for the third spot. You may be wanting to tell Bethany we're just as good as you. I don't know that you want to stir them up too much needlessly, but I think you want to let them know that we're not the team that got beat by Blanchard last week. We're the team that hung 61 barely into the second half.
2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. This is Bo James at quarterback. That pass incomplete. Was looking for E.J. James, who the most positive play that's happened tonight for Bridgecreek was that connection. Bo James put it on E.J. James for that lone Bobcats first down.
Yep.
Couldn't connect there, though. Third down coming up. We'll be back next week, back here at Racer Stadium. Newcastle hosting Hera. I have seen Hera before, actually, a few years ago when I did the Anadarko games. They played Hera, so I actually went to their place out there. Nice field out there in Hera. So they'll be making the trip up here next Friday. Pass over the middle is picked off. This is Shanuel. So he gets the quarterback touchdown run. Now he intercepts it, takes it inside the 10, and the Racers again have a short field. Are you kidding me?
Wow, that was... And that pass,
what are we doing?
I didn't even see any white jerseys around him. I think that was a mess-up route. Threw it right to him, put him right down there in the red zone. Hey, Chris Reed, heat and air guy, you're getting some plugs tonight.
Yeah, plug in the red zone, heat and air guy. They're getting in the red zone so often and scoring so quick, I can't even get it in often enough. Heat and air guy, red zone sponsor. Burn that in your brain after tonight. My goodness.
You're going to hear it in your sleep.
1st and goal at the 6. Handoff is fake. Shanuel will keep it, make some guys miss. Pushing forward. Is he in for the second time?
I don't see.
They're going to say he's just short, I think.
Wow. Yeah,
2nd and goal.
Just about at the 1.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, the Racers are eyeballing their 3rd touchdown here in the second half already.
Right. Less than half the third quarter.
Direct snap to Shanuel. Gave up the middle, pushing forward. I think that's Bobby Burrell, number 39, and he is in. Or no, was that 39?
39 or 35. Yeah.
Well, it's Jaron Jackson, 39, excuse me. Punching it in for that touchdown. Jackson, the senior running back, gets himself into the score column. Good for him. Touchdown Newcastle, 67-0. Extra point coming from Batchelder. We got to go running clock at some point here, Billy. And it's uncommon in district play, but special circumstance needs to be made here this evening. Batchelder boots that through. It's 68-0 Racers. 7:29 to go in the third. We'll take another timeout. Racer defense back out there next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Back at Racer Stadium, 7:29 to play in the third. Bill, I don't know what to say, man. It's 68-0.
Well, and
at least we're on the right side of it.
That's true.
It would be worse if it was the other way.
That's it. Well, and again, this is their first year in 4A at Bridgecreek. I'm looking forward to seeing how they build on it and can build on it in the future.
It's important to note, again, I mentioned earlier, they have a couple of wins on their belt. They've won some games, and they've gotten beat pretty bad a couple of times. Bethany got them pretty good last Friday, but this is outrageous, obviously. 68-0 in the middle of the third. Pooch kick here. That wasn't Batchelder. And a short return there. The kick done was there by Lexi Sweats.
Yeah. Good kicker. Good kicker out there.
Freshman Pooch that one.
She does a good job. Seen her in a few junior varsity games. Come out, put a good one out there. Pretty decent kicker.
That was nicely done. Freshman getting out there. Good for her. So, 34-yard line is where Bridgecreek will start this drive. They have one first down tonight. I've lost track. I mean, the numbers are just outrageous. How many turnovers? 3, 4?
I think there's been 4. You got Kate
including the block punt? Not including the block punt?
Not including that, no. I think you've had.
I got some whistles here. I don't know who asked for this.
I think you have 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and a block punt.
Newcastle taking a timeout. Quarterback out there was Caden Morrow.
Yeah.
Him and Bo James are pretty much just going back and forth, it seems like, one drive after the next.
Well, looking at stats from the year, that tends to be what they do. They run them in, run them out. They're all young. I don't think they've played a senior quarterback yet. They've been 2 juniors and a sophomore that are coming out playing for them. And, again, Coach Spangler trying to build a team that goes beyond just this year. I'm hoping to see as the city moves out this way and as people come out and families come out, see if he might be able to build on this year and next year, show some increase and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, there's no textbook. There's no guide to hanging out in a 68-0 game. Middle of the third, too. We got a lot of game left, Billy.
Yeah.
We're far from done. Racers, if they kept the foot on the gas, they could get triple digits tonight. We'll see how much they keep it on. Run up the middle here. We'll go for a yard or 2.
Looks like some players that you don't know. Well, no, there's regular numbers in there. Looks like they're getting some reps and wanting to continue getting some reps. It's always that razor's edge.
You only get 10 of these, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to take advantage of the opportunities you get out there and play. And this is clearly a Racers team to me that had a little bit of bad taste in their mouth from last Friday. And Bridgecreek just happens to be on the receiving end of it. Pitch here was bobbled for a minute. Martinez gets it back. He's ran down and tackled as Corbin is in there, as well as Ian Barker, I saw get in there on that tackle. No gain.
That was excellent pursuit. They tried to spread it out, thought they could run around the end. And again, if you're watching and wanting to learn high school football, if you can stop them on the edge, defensive ends, defensive backs, etc., they won't be able to go forward.
Just past the midway point of the third, that play actually lost a handful of yards. Kind of hard to tell sometimes from the end zone.
3rd and 12.
Third and 12 is what it says on the board.
I'm looking forward to the fourth quarter. See more down here.
Yeah, they've been on that end for 2 full quarters now. Get back on this side. Rolling out and sacked. All over it there. I think that was 54. Jordan Province Thomas. I haven't said that name a lot in the early part of this year. Younger guy, just a sophomore. Gets a sack there. And a 4th down coming up.
Well, there's a good time. You're seeing some of those standout freshmen and sophomores kind of getting some time.
Yeah.
And actually doing some pretty good stuff with it. So
this is your time to shine, man. Game 68-0. You can work other guys in.
You got
Rex Heskew coming back to return this punt.
This will be good. He's got a little speed. Oh.
It'll bounce about the 45, and that's where it'll get downed. That's where the Racers will set up camp.
I think you're about to see a great big dose of run, run, run.
Clock is ticking through this break. I'm trying to figure out if that's if we went running clock or if somebody's just asleep at the wheel. I hope that it's the former, because I mean, when the game is in hand, let's just move. No, we don't need to see injuries in a 70-point game.
You have seen more games like this than I have. You've got several years under your belt.
Never one quite like this I can recall.
Do you see them very often go with just running clock?
Got another quarterback here. This is Caden Longman going to 3rd-string quarterback here. He'll keep it up the middle. Nice run there on the QB keeper. Yeah, I mean, we saw it this year. I mean, when Newcastle played Cleveland in the opener, they went running clock out there. Now, it's not as common in district games. You typically don't do it in district games, but again, as I said earlier, this is a bit of a special circumstance to me. I'm sure that if the coaches came to an agreement, if Coach Spangler, Coach Brickman both said, we're good with that, you can
go with it.
Yeah, I don't think OSA would have any issue with that. We're up the middle here, moving forward. Another good run here. That was Ruben Rendon Zamora.
Tell you what, Ruben is like a small bowling ball just running up through there. It's hard to get a hold of him because he is thick, he is built, he is shorter than a lot of the other players, shorter than Bolser and Shanuel and Burt, some of them. But there's not a lot of places to grab hold of him. If you look at him, he looks like a square out there.
2nd and 2 at the 33. Longman. He'll give it to Rendon Zamora again. This will be a 1st down and then some. Carrying guys. He's approaching the red zone again.
Now, I do have a story about Ruben.
Go for it. We're on board for stories.
He transferred here from a local area, and I happened to be watching practice. It was the first year that I'd done this, and he couldn't play yet. He didn't have all his paperwork in yet, and he was up there in the press box. And there's some other guys up there, and they were glad they weren't out in the summer heat. He was just chewing at the bit, wanted to get down there and play. He did not like not being able to be on the field. So it's really, really good seeing him get some plays.
Making the most of it. Longman keeps it there, and he kind of stumbled on his own feet a little bit.
Yeah.
Tripped up. Haven't had a real test for that running clock because these all been run plays, so it'd be ticking anyway. But I like it. I'm on board.
Oh, yeah.
Down into the final couple minutes here of this 3rd quarter.
Well, they've gone from the 40 down to the 22.
If you're still hanging with us right now,
thank you.
You are a diehard, and I appreciate you. And if you're a casual fan who stumbled onto this, you're a bit of a sicko. Hand off up the middle. Rendon Zamora saw the score on Squirrel or something and was like, is that right? Had to find it. I'm sure there's some of that out there. Welcome.
Looks like we have a hold, so they didn't stop the clock, so it looks like they're going to keep it running.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and I have to be honest with you. I think this has been, for the most part, a very clean game. You've seen a lot of respect on both sides. You haven't seen a lot of chippy stuff that we've seen in
No.
weeks past.
No.
So
You thought you might get some of that. You know, these two teams are right down the road from each other. Randy Nix, obviously a former player. You know, I'm sure he wants to come out here and play well. He did get a touchdown. As most of the reserves are in the game now. As we're in the final minute of the third quarter, Longman will throw. It'll go incomplete. Here's the biggest test of the running clock, and it keeps on ticking. So there you go. That really lets you know where we're at. So there's going to be a speedy fourth quarter, which I'm on board. I got to head down to Dallas after this. So
yeah, many of y'all don't know this. Josh works for Sports Illustrated Sooners, and he's got to get down there before that 11 o'clock kick. So he's going straight from here.
Yeah. So is the life I lead.
That's right.
Did it last week after went down to Fort Worth. Thankfully, next week home game and then the bye week after that. So next 2 weeks are nice and easy like that. Pass is going to go incomplete here. And it will bring up fourth down in 17 at the 30. Third quarter is going to tick off, so they'll decide what they want to do, and they'll do it down here in front of us. As the third quarter will come to an end, 68-0 Racers. Fourth quarter coming up next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. 68-0 Newcastle on top of Bridgecreek. Going to be a speedy fourth quarter as they're going to go running clock here throughout this fourth quarter. Longman back to throw in 4th and 17 down the sideline, deflected. Oh, it's almost caught. Man. That was almost tremendous.
Berry there.
As Hunter Berry had a shot at that, couldn't quite pull it in. Goes incomplete. And the Racers turned over on downs.
That was a good pass. That's the best pass I've seen Longman throw. That was an excellent pass.
That was a good throw.
Yeah.
And Barry had a shot at that, and he almost made a spectacular bobbling catch.
Oh, yeah.
Just couldn't quite get it. So the Bobcats do get a stop. Hard to believe that this game began with the Racers turning it over on downs. That feels like just years ago.
Yep.
Since then, all Newcastle. So Bobcats get it back. This will be Bo James back at quarterback. He and Morrow have been kind of going back and forth. Back to him. Bobcats have just one first down tonight. Pitch outside here and nowhere to go. This was number 20, Lathan McKnight. Quickly taken to the turf. No gain. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, and I think he's somebody in the future. What is he? Is he a sophomore?
Freshman.
I think he's got some skill. He could maybe be one of those players.
Saw him have a couple of decent kick returns early in the game. Well, before they switched it over to Martinez.
Yeah, I think he's somebody that if he hadn't slipped right there, I think he would have gotten at least maybe 3 or 4 out of it.
2nd down and 13. 10.5 to play. James under center. Man in motion is Martinez. He'll get the pitch. A little trickeration. He's got to throw down the field. Picked off. Oh, incomplete. Incomplete. I spoke a little too soon. Got a little excited. Brindley, the youngster who made that nice play earlier, got called back offensively, had a beat on that. I thought he had it, but came loose as he got to the turf. Still a good play. Get the PBU.
I'll tell you what, he had great closing because he had about 3 steps behind him.
Yeah, he was behind him. Yeah.
He closed in on him and jumped up in better position to get that pass than the receiver.
Actually, there's a penalty. I didn't even see that. Somewhere a pink hanky was on the turf. I never even saw it.
Let's see what they say.
Goes against
here.
Newcastle, obviously, because they're marching down the field.
Roughing the passer is what they're calling.
Ah.
That'd be a hard one because they pitched it to the running back and then he stops to pass it.
Yeah, it's like, are you a passer? Like,
Or
yeah,
a runner.
Yeah.
So that'd be a hard one.
So it's the 1st and 10 up to the 42. That doesn't go in the books as a first down, I don't think.
I don't know.
When you get it on a penalty, I don't think.
I hope so.
James pitch out to Martinez. More trickeration. End around here. This goes to E.J. James. And he's tackled down. Solid play there for the Bobcats out to about midfield. Short of the marker, but a good gain. It'll be 2nd and short coming up.
That was their best play of the night. That was really good, and yeah, it was some trickeration. One thing
Why
I
not?
noticed,
Bust it out. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well try some things. You also don't want to showcase anything you might want to use later when you're obviously well behind.
But I also have to give it up to Cam Colbert there. He stayed home. You know, he stayed over there, so when they do that reverse and he come back around, he's right there still to make the play, keeps them from getting a first down.
2nd down and 3. Handoff goes to Martinez. He'll be bottled up. Not much there. He'll be short of the marker. 3rd down coming up for the Bobcats. Trying to get off the schneid here. That's the main goal, right? I mean, for Bridgecreek, it's just trying to get off the goose egg.
Right.
Take a little bit of something positive into next week.
Yeah.
Bobcats, by the way, if you're curious, doesn't get much easier. They got Tuttle coming in next week. The Tigers come to Bridgecreek next Friday night.
Well, Coach Spangler, keep building. Just keep building.
3rd and 3. Handoff here goes to McKnight. And he didn't get much of anything. I think he might have lost a yard or 2.
Yeah, Riggs kind of closed in on him right there. They're really having a difficult time blocking Newcastle up there on the line there in the trenches. Newcastle's just getting them out of the way and there for the tackle.
Yeah, the flip side of that coin, mentioned, Bridgecreek wants to get off that 0. Newcastle wants to preserve the 0.
That's right.
It just feels good to have that goose egg up there. So that's what they're hoping for right now.
Who's got their print? Is that Brindley back there, number 9?
Indeed it is. He's had a couple of nice moments tonight. Have an opportunity here.
Oh, he's going to try and catch it.
He lost it, but he got it right back. Perfect hop. And he's tackled down.
And a flag. Oh, they're still going.
Why not? Why not? As we run under 7 minutes. They don't affect the clock anymore, so I'm okay with it. You can call the penalties you want.
Well, and going back to what I said about Coach Spangler, when Brinkman first got here, they had about 2 or 3 years where they were average at best. I think his first season, maybe second one, he had 4 wins.
Yeah.
And so you've got to build it. You can't just, throw the players out there and think that your words make them geniuses.
It starts, you get your hands around the freshmen and you start to, exactly. It takes time.
And great teams.
And again, they won 2 games last year.
Right.
So, I mean, you got two wins under your belt already. You see what you can do as the year goes on. Obviously, your district schedule has been challenging so far. You play Bethany already, now Newcastle, now you play Tuttle next week. But see how it shakes out as you go along.
That's right. Keep building it. Keep building it.
Midway point of the quarter.
Looks like a quarterback sneak is coming around the side there. Whoa!
Big return, run there for Longman on a QB keeper. He's doing some nice things.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Longman, just a freshman, so maybe the future quarterback of the Racers.
Well, and
down the road.
He's doing a little bit kind of like Bradford. You kind of lose him back there. He doesn't have the height yet.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the height yet of Bird or Shaniel, but he gets running speed back there, and you kind of lose him in the crowd. And then he pops out, gets you a first down.
First down up to the, what are they at? 22 is what the board says. 22?
That's what it looks like, yep.
5:18 to go and counting, running clock here. So as we said, this fourth quarter is going to zoom right along as Racers cruise into their 5th win of the year. Run up the middle here. This is Rendon Zamora. Nice run out near the 30.
He's just rumbling. I hate to, I don't want to quote Berman, but he's just rumbling and bumbling, just going down the field like a bison.
Yeah.
And just hard to bring down.
Stick with us at the end of the ball game. If you stay with us this long, you might as well stay all the way to the end.
That's right.
We'll wrap this one up. Final thoughts, and we'll give a little look ahead to next week as the Racers host the Hara Panthers next Friday here. Even the third string's getting offsides.
Yeah.
Longman hard count, man-to-man jump. Going to be a first down.
Yeah. And you kind of feel bad there for number 1, Ian Barker. He caught the flag.
Yeah, the flag hit him.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of a dangerous thing. But
you ever see that play a long time ago?
Yeah.
One of the Cowboys where the flag went into the face mask?
Yeah, he lost sight in that
like 1 in a million.
Yeah, he lost sight in it.
QB keeper for Long. He's got some room on the outside.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty big pop there. He got to midfield. He's got a lot of speed. Get around those edges.
He does. Boy, that was a hard hit.
It was, and he got right back up.
Yeah, good thing. He might be seeing double, but he got right back up. So,
1st and 10 up to midfield. Racers just trying to maybe get up to that 70 marker. Hard to do. You don't see a lot of 70s.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just heard Gene say that after Tuttle, Bridgecreek plays Blanchard.
That figures.
Yeah.
Got to play Blanchard, Newcastle, Tuttle, and Blanchard right in a row.
Oh, wow.
Reno Zamora bounces outside. Out of bounds at about the 34.
That's where they
Good
put
run
it.
there. Racers are knocking on the door.
Yeah, he got running so fast, I think he had a hard time stopping himself at the sideline. As he gets closer, you can kind of see more of his size.
So you run down into the final 3 minutes from Racer Stadium. 1st and 10 to 33. Longman checking with his sideline. Lots of faces you don't see all the time in here. I'm looking around these numbers saying, I gotta consult my sheet. Longman. Handoff, Rendon some more up the middle. Hard run. Picks up about 6 or 7.
Yeah, gets it down to the 25. He's running strong. I think, what year is he? 25.
Rendon Zamora.
Yeah,
he is a sophomore.
Yeah. So.
A lot of really young talent on this team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look up and down and you're talking, I mean, even the names that you are household names, Burt Jr., Bolser Jr., I mean, there's a lot of talent going to be on this team again next year.
I think this year we have said probably 3 times more names of players than we have in years past. Usually you had your 5 or 6 that you said over and over and over. This year there's been teams, players every week. There have been different players that were the highlights.
I appreciate the officials still signaling to wind the clock when it literally has not been not winding since this fourth quarter started. It's kind of funny.
Staying in
practice.
staying
in the rhythm.
That's right.
Old habits die hard.
Or he's airing out. I don't know.
1st and 10. He's getting loose. He's got a game after this. Officials game. 90 seconds left.
I think that'd be awesome.
It looks like they're going to just sit on it. Yeah. And they kneel. No need to push for the 70.
No. I've often wondered at this point if both coaches said, hey, we're each just going to sit on it 3 times. Let's just call it.
Yeah.
I've often wondered
I think
that.
everybody's ready to go ahead and get on out of here on this one.
Yeah. Now, I am impressed that there's still quite a few people here on both sides.
This is quite the drive, by the way, from Longman. This was way in their own end, and who knows how it would have ended, but quite the drive. Final minute, just going to sit on it 1 or maybe 2, I guess 2 more times to get us to the end.
More.
All Racers tonight, obviously, 68-0, and it could have been a lot more than that. Running
Very
clock
much.
from, what was about the 7-minute mark in the third quarter on, as everybody kind of saw the writing on the wall on this one and said, let's go ahead and wrap this up. All Newcastle tonight. Longman will take 1 more kneel, and that is all she wrote. Clock will run out, and the Newcastle Racers, when the clock strikes zeros, will be 5-1 and 2-1 in district play. That point differential goes back up to plus 15, and Bridgecreek suffers another loss, and they go to 0-3 in district play. Guys go out there for the handshake as those final seconds tick off. Stick with us in the post-game wrap-up. Billy and I will give our final thoughts on this one and look ahead to next week as the Racers host Hera. Post-game show next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like Video on Demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back here at Racer Stadium, putting the finishing touches on this one. I don't know what else can be said than what we already did say, Billy. Everything went right for Newcastle tonight. Completely dominate their way to a 68-0 win and a 5-1 record.
There really isn't a whole lot you can say. Now, they're not going to face this against Hera. Now, let's be honest. Hera is down in the lower half of this district. But I think the one thing to take away from this is it was a great win. You know how difficult it is to score 68 points on somebody. So it's not.
I mean,
like,
and really, it was just 2.5 quarters. I mean, they had 68 on the board with what was 7 minutes and change in the third. Could have been more.
And so just sharpening up the things that they need to do. I think this was a great game to have after last week to get back into focusing on what we do, what we need to do, what we plan on doing. Good win, excellent win for Newcastle, especially on homecoming. I look forward to seeing how Bridgecreek is going to improve over the next few years. I'm looking forward to seeing how Coach Spangler.
Yeah, you got to give him time.
Yeah,
you got to give him some time.
And so I think it was a great game, and I think that Hera next week is going to bring them a little bit more competition, and so they need to be ready for that as well as what they're doing so well, especially on defense.
Speaking of Hera, so we gave you a few other scores here tonight. Our game ended up being fast because of the running clock. So these games are not final, but Hera and Tecumseh 6-6 still in the fourth. That game's very low scoring. The Panthers and the Savages. We'll see Hera next week here at Racer Stadium. Bethany all over Classen tonight, 67-24, and the Blanchard Lions right now lead Tuttle 24-21 at Bill Hinkle Field. So Lions right now, with a win over Newcastle already in their pocket, are trying to really put the stranglehold on this district if they can win that game in Tuttle. So looking at it next week before we sign off, you kind of talked about it a little bit already. Hera is another team that's considered to be a non-playoff team in this district. What are some early thoughts on that game next Friday? As far as the Racers, I guess really the biggest key, maybe more than anything, is not getting too ahead of yourself with what you just did.
Right.
Where this was as dominant as it gets. And going back to the drawing board, preparing the same way you prepared this week to try and do this again next Friday.
Well, like we talked about, good teams play good. Great teams focus on how they can improve themselves, not looking at their opponent, not working up to their opponent. Great teams look and say, how can we improve? And that is one thing I think you need to do this week. They looked very focused out there. I don't know that they would have been able to score 68 points on another team, but they were doing the fundamentals well. They were focusing on what they could do well, and that's what they need to continue as they go in and face Hera, as they face Tuttle, as they face Classen. they're only as good as they improve themselves. They can't base their improvement off of another team. And that's what I would say coming out of a game like this, focus on what y'all do.
All Newcastle tonight, 68-0, as good of a bounce back as you could possibly ask for after last Friday night's tough loss to Blanchard. Racers respond and then some. Absolutely dominant. 68-0. They go to 5-1, and they'll host Hera here next Friday. Same time as always. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Back here at Racer Stadium in Gene Reed Field as the Racers will host the Panthers in Week 7. Only 4 games left. That's all we have left.
That's it.
The regular season is zooming by as it always does. Newcastle Hera next Friday night. Catch us right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. That's it for us. All Racers tonight. Not much else needs to be said. Just look at the score. That's all you need to know about tonight's ball game. So for Carson Wade on the production and Uriah Martinez working the camera, my partner Billy Collier, I'm Josh Calloway signing off from Racer Stadium. We'll see you back right here next Friday, 6:30, same time, same place for the Racers against the Hera Panthers. Good night, everybody.